and Harmony, my rosebuds. How are y'all? I just wanted to make a video about humility and why it is such a powerful teacher. And I'm sorry if you can hear the wind blowing in the background. I have my air on because, yeah, one more thing we ain't about to do is play with this Georgia weather, honey. Because Lord knows it get this humidity, get throwing, honey, when that sun hit. It get hot. But anyways, excuse my goofiness. I had an awakening yesterday about humility, and I love humility, or I'm learning to accept, acknowledge, and honor humility, because humility is teaching me on a spiritual level. It is another way to release. A bug just hit my window. That's so disrespectful. In the middle of me talking. It's not. But anyways, humility is teaching me vulnerability. It's teaching me how to honor others that I'm connecting with, because it was something that I did the other day. I was having a conversation with someone and I didn't react or respond in the most healthiest way, and it just was, because I was so dramatic about it, and I was so just disturbed by it emotionally, spiritually. I wasn't able to really understand what was the context of everything. So normally for me, I don't really just be out here I be apologizing, but when I usually apologize, I realize I don't necessarily explain all the way in totality of why I was apologizing. And I had to have a moment with myself yesterday. I ended up journaling, and I was just like, I went through and reread all our messages and our conversation, and I had to really meditate and really journal about what was actually being said. And I had to be like, wow, like, this was all me. Like, this is all me. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I was highlighting key points on where I could have responded better, where I could have actually taken the time to collect my emotions and everything of what I was feeling, and be able to give that or reciprocate that energy back to the person that I was talking to, right? And so, in totality, right, humility is a great teacher because it helps you to recognize your flaws and the areas that you still need work in. And it also is a reminder that you are human, and that you make mistakes, and that everything is a learning lesson. And when you allow humility into your space, when you allow humility to arise and you acknowledge it, you accept it, and you honor that of humility, it overall makes you a better person. It's literally telling you to be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be honest and be righteous with yourself. is that where, and it to a certain extent, it holds you accountable, because it's like, you knew you messed up. You knew you messed up. Now what you gonna do about it? That's what humility is teaching me right now. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I had that moment to myself to really realize that I was taking things out of context, and it also made me feel good, because it's like, it's showing me where I have grown and where I continue to grow at, as well as a woman. Because my ultimate goal for myself, to be my better version of myself, is to just be transparent and be honest with myself in how I make others feel and how I make myself feel. And humility is literally what is teaching me right now. So all in all, what I'm saying in this video is to allow yourself to, like, laugh at yourself in a sense. Like, it's some stuff some stuff may not really be funny, but in totality, you know, it's really teaching you to be mindful of what you say to others, and to also be honest with others as well, even when you realize that you messed up. You know, humility is about releasing that pride, you know, because I'm a very prideful woman. I don't know if that's just like the Aries nature in me, but in the past I've been very, very prideful before, especially in like relationships, with anybody really. It doesn't even have to be romantic. I have always been like on the pride type of thing. Like, I would, baby, it don't make me no, never mind talk to you type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to buy, like, you know, but deep down inside, I wasn't being honest with myself. I really loved that person. I really didn't want that person to go nowhere. And I had to really eat that up in the past. And for me to step out of that, oh God, ooh, child, y'all, this is making me grow. But anyways, to step out of that and to put the pride to the side and to be honest with myself and where I am and where I'm going, is going to take humility. And it on the other end though, it feels really good to not hold on to something that I know I want, you know. Like, does that make sense? Like, you know how you be saying stuff to certain people, and in the back of your mind you like, you don't really mean that, but because you're so prideful, it sticks with you and it stays on your spirit. And that's how people shoot themselves in the foot when they go into next relationships, because they just let something in without really speaking the truth, whether that truth is to you or to that other person. So that's what humility is teaching me right now. And I just wanted to share that experience, because I think a lot of people shoot themselves in the foot in general, because we don't know how to fully be honest and transparent with ourselves, because we're afraid of how that'll make us look to the other person. Because it's kind of like you don't want that person to maybe think that you're weak, because, or that they won because you came back and apologized to them, or you came back and was being truthful. You feel like they have one up on you, and really they don't. You have the whole power, because this also says so much about your character, your integrity, your dignity as a person, that you know that you're an honest person. If you're an honest person, you gotta go full circle and be righteous with it, and you have to let go of that pride and speak your truth. And that's what humility does. Humility allows you to speak your truth and don't hold that pride up to your heart when you know you're not being honest with yourself, right? So I just wanted to share my thoughts on humility and how humility has literally changed my life in a span of a day. In this whole span of a day. So if that resonated with you, make sure you drop a rose in the comment section. I want to know your thoughts, your perspectives on humility. I even had to read the Bible. Like, I was looking up stuff on humility, on trust, and just what I looked up. I did trust. I looked up trust, humility, because my nana she gifted me with a bunch of, like, she's a very godly woman. She just gifted me with a bunch of, like, books, like the Book of Psalms, Book of Forgiveness, like the Bible, like she just prayer cards, like the whole nine. Like, I gotta show y'all what she got for me. But in this one book, it's called the Book of Promises, and it just lists in the the content, it lists a bunch of different things that you can look, different scriptures that you can look for in your time of need. Like when you're angry, it got something about parenting, love, self-righteousness, self-dignity, like it just trust, like it just got different things in there in the content. And the thing that kept sticking out to me the most when I was looking at it, I followed my intuition, and it was humility. And I was like, okay, well, let me read some of these scriptures. And then I opened up my Bible and I went to that specific scripture, which was Proverbs, which is crazy because I'm supposed to be on a 31-day Proverbs read devotion, daily devotion right now, and I've been slipping, but it's crazy that it's in Proverbs. It's Proverbs 22. In Proverbs, when I started my first, like, spiritual journey, in womanhood and wanted to know myself, I literally went to Proverbs. I've always gone to Proverbs. That's the first book I always go to when I feel like I'm not aligned with myself. I don't know why, I just always go to Proverbs. It just speaks so much to me. So I went to Proverbs chapter 22 verse 4, and it was speaking about humility and respect for the Lord, and it leads man to richness. What was it? Richness, honor, and a long life. And I had sat there and I meditated on that last night, and I meditated on it again because I started my daily devotion today, and that's the first one I went with, and I meditated on it, and I just had to express what my truth was. And now that I confess that, or I open myself up to be vulnerable to that, I feel like weight has been lifted off of me, and I no longer want to live my life being prideful. And I feel like and y'all know my channel is more to get women to look at their femininity in a way of spirituality, because spirituality is a lifestyle. It's not a religion, it's a lifestyle, right? And so in order to be a feminine woman, you have to be in tune with your spirit. And when you come across certain things, like you're unlearning pride, like I am, I realize I no longer want to be prideful about anything. I feel like I want to speak my truth when it comes to certain things in my life, whether I'm hurting someone or I'm hurting myself, I just want to be honest and transparent with anybody that I interact with. So I'm hoping that this video meets y'all with grace and understanding. So again, if this video helped you out in understanding humility and why it's a great teacher, and it helps you release pride, definitely comment below a rose, or I want to know your perspective, your thoughts on humility and pride. So